we go for part 3 of Bluetick Pig. The next morning, Sarah got out of bed at 4 o'clock when she heard her father's alarm clock. She dressed and went downstairs to see Bluetick. Sarah found Bluetick up, walking around in her box. Wait a minute. She's walking around in her box. It's obviously not that box. That's barely big enough for her to lay down in. Must be a bigger box. Anyway, Sarah went to the barn with a quart cup and got milk from Blossom for Bluetick. Molly then filled Bluetick's bottle with the milk and told Sarah to give all the milk in the bottle to her pig. Bluetick drank all of her milk. For 5 days, Bluetick continued to drink her milk. She grew larger and stronger. Then Molly found Bluetick a larger bottle, twice the size of the one she had with the stopper and the goose quill. By this time, Bluetick was loved more and more by all the Powell children. She was getting out of her box and running through their living room. "We can't put her outside the house unless she's protected," Mick said. "A dog, fox, possum, or owl could kill her. I'll make a pen for her." This guy who doesn't want animals in his house. He's a softy at heart. He wants the pig to be safe. He loves her already. "We can put it outside in our yard where she'll be safe," Molly said. "She will soon be able to protect herself." Mick Powell took a day off from plowing his fields. He made a large square frame, which he covered with heavy woven wire. He made a door for this pen. He covered it with a tar paper roof. He put woven wire on the bottom so a prowling animal that would destroy a little pig couldn't dig under the pen to get her. Then he put Bluetick's bed inside. The new pen was placed in the front yard. Bluetick was then moved from the living room to her new home. Bluetick was fed Blossom's milk 6 times a day. That's a lot. She was growing as fast as Mick Powell had ever seen a pig grow. 3 weeks later, on March 30th, Sarah walked over to Greenwood to buy a bigger bottle with a nipple on it at the Lantern drugstore. She bought the biggest bottle they had. When she brought the bottle home, her mother filled it with warm milk. Bluetick drank all of it. After supper time, when all the Powells were together, Bluetick was brought from her wire pen into the living room. Each one in the family took Bluetick on his or her lap to pet this very gentle pet pig, who must have thought she was a person. She'd never seen one of her kind since she had left her mother. Bluetick gave little grunts as if she were trying to talk with the Powells. None of the Powells understood. Still, they knew Bluetick was talking to them. "Now you know I didn't get cheated when I bought Bluetick and saved her life," Sarah said. "Look at what a joy she is. She really is one of us." "I can't believe we have a pig in this house. A place where neither a dog nor a cat has ever been allowed," Mick Powell said to his family at the supper table. "And I'm enjoying this as I've never enjoyed any animal before." Soon it was April 10th, and Bluetick was a month old. Molly certainly couldn't hold Bluetick in the palm of her hand. Bluetick was growing fast. Her ice-colored blue eyes were as bright as polished silver dollars. Her little tail stood up in 2 curls. "When you see a pig with her tail in 2 curls, you know she's well fed," Mick said. "She's one of the prettiest pigs I ever seen in my lifetime. She's getting too big for her bottle and her wire pen in the front yard." "Well, maybe we better build a pen for her out in the barn lot. Well, she'll be close to the other animals," Molly said. "She's growing so fast, she'll soon be a big hog." "Oh, let's keep her close to us as long as we can," Sarah said. Then Sarah fed Bluetick and took her back to the pen in the front yard that she had outgrown. Although Bluetick was getting 6 bottle feedings each day, she was always asking for more food. One day, Sarah was holding Bluetick in her arms in the living room where the Powell family had gathered around to watch Bluetick take milk from her bottle. Well, she's grunting to me for more food. Tomorrow, Sarah, while you work for Mary Winfield, Mick said, I'm going to make a bigger pen for Bluetick. I'm going to make her a trough. Pigs like to eat from a trough. She's big enough to be weaned from that bottle. Weaned just means going from just milk to solid food. You're taking away one thing and replacing with another. Sometimes people need to be weaned off the internet. They need to be weaned away from something to get something else that's better for them. But it's a process. That's what weaning is. Okay, back to the story. The next day, when Sarah finished working, she hurried all the way home. She'd worked 10 hours with Mrs. Winfield in the garden, but she wasn't tired. She wanted to see if her father had made the pen and the trough. Your father just got the pen and trough finished, Sarah, her mother told her. I've been helping him. Can you imagine both of us taking a day off to do this, as busy as we are on our farm in the spring season of the year? Molly and Sarah walked out behind the house, where Mick was standing and looking at the pen. Oh, Dad, it's wonderful, Sarah said. It'll take Bluetick a long time to grow big enough for this pen to be too small for her. And there's the pen, with a roof and bars. No, Sarah, it won't. Bluetick is growing as fast as I've ever seen a pig grow. She won't be a piglet much longer. She'll be a shoat when she gets too big for this pen. What's a shoat? Sarah asked. Mick replied, well, a shoat is not a little piglet anymore, but he isn't a fully grown hog yet either. Much like a young person your age, a shoat is no longer a baby, but it hasn't quite grown to be a full adult yet. A teenage pig. Sarah asked, will she know to eat out of the trough? I'll teach her, Molly said. Bluetick will learn fast. A pig is smarter than you think. Mick had made Bluetick's second pen almost 3 times as large as her first one. He made it out of the same kind of strong woven wire a fox or a dog couldn't break through. He also had covered the bottom of the pen with a wire so the dog or fox couldn't dig under it and get to Bluetick. Molly had found Bluetick a large box for a bed. She covered the bottom with dry oak leaves she'd gathered. Sarah, are you too tired to milk Blossom? We'll move Bluetick to her new pen and feed her from her trough. I'm not tired, Mom. Dad, I was sure you were fooling when you said you'd take today off and build her a pan. When Sarah returned with the milk, she was surprised to see her mother pour all of it in the trough. Sarah opened the door to the little pen and lovingly gathered Bluetick up in her arms, while Bluetick grunted faster and faster. Then Molly took Bluetick from Sarah's arms and sat Bluetick down beside her trough of milk. Molly put her forefinger in the milk and held it up so it looked like the nipple of Bluetick's bottle. Bluetick took Molly's finger into her mouth and tasted the milk. So she did this. You dunk. Oh, like that. Sorry, it's an excuse for a drink of coffee. Bluetick took Molly's finger into her mouth and tasted the milk. Bluetick then knew the trough was filled with milk and began to drink from it. It was this easy to teach her to drink, Sarah, her father said. Never again will she need a bottle. Molly, Mick, and Sarah stood there looking down at Bluetick in her pen as she drank the milk from the trough. Well, she drank all we gave her, Mick said. Sorry. She's going to need more than just milk now. She can be fed table scraps of bread, And she'll like to eat green grass, just like our cows and cattle eat. Bluetick's sides were spread out. Her body was round like a log. When she had finished her supper, she went over to her box of dry oak leaves. She pushed the leaves around with her nose and pawed them with her front feet. She made herself a bed and went to sleep. Okay, so Bluetick is no longer a little runt piglet. She's growing up. She's a shote, which is the word that means like a teenager pig. So she's growing up, but she's not full grown yet. So she's too big to be in the house. She's going to have to stay in this pen pretty much full time. But I'm sure they'll probably let her out in the grass to, out in the yard to eat grass and what have you. But she's not going to be sleeping in the house anymore, I don't think. She's going to eat from a trough. She's going to start eating solid foods. So she's really growing up. It only took about a month, and the whole family still absolutely loves her. Okay, that'll do it for now. See you in the next episode.